make that determination.
Regulate when things are out of control. Even John Maynard Keynes, who was the revolutionary economist during the FDR time, when we had the greatest depression. Until that time, we used to follow the hands-off policy by the government. But he has taught us, whenever the private enterprise system fails, it is the responsibility of the government to step in and try to help. That's why we got out of depression thanks to FDR. You know, they created TVA, they created enormous number of roads, very poor roads.
Bridges, schools.
Bridges and schools.
Infrastructure
was tremendously improved. Who is getting the benefit of all that? So here, what I'm saying is, when the government gets in, when the private enterprise system fails, that is good for the nation. That's good for you and I as people.
As a matter of fact, it seems to me that there's no alternative. If private enterprise has failed, and the only other entity that could even do anything would have to be the government. And if the government decides to step back,
government is the only source. That's the only. It's big enough to regulate them and also provide resources for you and I. Now, when the government got in here, you know, in the AIG loan, you know, $85 billion. It's your money and my money. It's our taxpayers' money. And while we are talking about that, look at what is happening to these governments, how they have been spending more than what they should. And number of other places, whether it is politically right or wrong, whether we are spending any money in Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever. On one side we say, well, we are trying to protect their democracy. On the other side, we support number of these countries which are undemocratic. And they are, unfortunately, our allies. Now, somebody was asking me, why is it that we don't, you know, today's class, one of the students was asking me, why do we help these countries where, you know, they don't take care of their own people? It's being in Swiss bank accounts of these people who are ruling or who are controlling their governments. So it is our problem. It is our government's problem. Now, government, what has it been doing? They have been borrowing money left and right. Our national debt has been, you know, getting closer and closer to our GDP, which is gross domestic product. What that means, which we all produce in the whole nation. Now, when our national debt is increasing, what it means to you and I is that we owe over $35,000, $40,000 per person to these other institutions and the foreign governments and the foreign nationals, whoever buys our government certificates, our government bonds. Now, is that fair for you and I? On top of it, the tax structure, look at that. It's more towards, you know, help improving the wealth of the richest folks in the country. The top 1% of the population, you know, among the rich people, they get most of the benefits, and the rest of the population gets peanuts. How much money did you get, you know, when they got the tax refund in the last time? And, you know, okay, one good thing I would say is the recent incentive program, which they had, where they gave a maximum of $600 check to each one of us. Now, that's wonderful. But is that enough? That is the question right now. And this is where I hate to bring you the politicians in here, and Senator Obama, for example. He has, you know, read this and tried to reform the country, reform these problems, reform these situations where.
And because Dr. MParuchuri, I'm sorry, we're going to have to break now because this is the end of the show. I've got about 3 minutes to thank you for coming by, and to also encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. We certainly hate to stop it there, but you know, it's a time constraint. I really appreciate that.
A lot of things which I would like to share.
But
maybe some other day.
We'll have another time to share that.
But I really appreciate your inviting me, and I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.
And hopefully the people who watch would benefit from.
Okay, good. I'm sure they.
You're watching